May I get in, sir?
Please take your seat.
Sir.
How do you pronounce your name?
Sir, it is Tharun Patnaik Madala, sir.
And what does Tharun means?
Sir, Tharun means young, sir, or ageless.
Tharun. Okay. I should have known.
Sir.
Patnaik, what is your first name?
Tharun is my first name, sir.
Okay. And what is Madala?
Sir, Madala, sir, it is actually a intermixing of Oriya naming convention and Andhra naming convention, sir.
Okay.
So, Oriya surname is Patnaik, sir. The Andhra surname is Madala.
Okay. And your date of birth is 12th January 1999.
Yes, sir.
Which means that you have just completed 23 years of age?
Yes, sir.
Oh. And your optional is anthropology?
Yes, sir.
You come from East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
And your father is owning his own business or industry?
No, sir. He is an employee of LIC of India, sir. LIC of India, sir. He is an employee of LIC of India.
Okay. Acha, your mother, sorry.
My mother.
Your father is in the LIC of India?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he is an assistant in the LIC?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you did your high school in 2014?
Yes, sir.
And your plus 2 in 2016?
Sir.
And your B.Tech in Mechanical Engineering from IIT Guwahati?
Yes, sir.
In 2020.
Sir.
Can you recount the preamble to the Constitution?
Sir, we the people of India, sir, I don't remember the exact wording, sir, but we the people of India, I don't remember the exact wording, sir, but the main words are secular, socialist, democratic republic, secular, socialist, democratic republic, and the main ingredients are justice, liberty, fraternity, equality.
It talks of justice, social, economic and political.
Yes, sir.
What is your understanding of justice, social, economic and political?
Sir, justice is giving everyone their due right and opportunity, sir. Mm-hmm. By justice of political, economic and social, sir, we are explicitly stating that we are against discrimination. We'll give everyone their rights, whether it is political rights, social right or economical rights, sir. Mm-hmm. There won't be any economic discriminations or social.
The concluding part of the preamble, sir, is do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean?
Sir, it means that the people of India have indirectly elected the constituent assembly, and that assembly on behalf of the people give ourselves the constitution.
Fine. After having done your B.Tech in mechanical engineering, sir, why are you knocking the doors of the civil service?
Sir, actually regarding the career opportunities, sir, I have spoken to my seniors who have been in corporates and various other places, sir. Mm-hmm. But I felt, sir, the job satisfaction which I need to give my 100% to that job for the next 37 years of my life, I think I find it only in the civil services, sir, which I would not get in the corporates. So that is the reason I am here, sir.
What is your understanding of the electric vehicle?
Sir, electric vehicles, sir, they are like the normal vehicles, sir, but instead of internal combustion engine, there is an electric motor which drives the vehicle, sir.
What are the difficulties in introducing the electric vehicles?
Sir, one obvious difficulty, sir, is the charging infrastructure, sir. When compared to United States, there we see Tesla, how widely it is spread. But they have the superchargers network, which we do not have in India, sir. And two, the manufacturing cost of EV is a bit more than the normal IC engine, sir. Generally, the Ather scooters now they sell at 1.5, 1.6 lakhs, whereas an Access 25 costs about 90,000 to 1 lakh, sir. And 3, sir, the batteries actually they are made of, they have rare earth metals and lithium as their components, sir. They're difficult to procure, sir. The supply chains are very constrained and they're also costly. And at present, sir, there are also some safety constraints. We hear in the news that 2-3 electric scooters are burning up, sir.
Not only electric scooters, but even a car got burnt.
Yes, sir.
And Nitin Gadkari was hard put to explain it away.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think in the initial stages, these safety concerns might be there, sir. Even in the initial stages of IC engines, there might have been some safety concerns, sir. But I think as the R&D progresses, we will actually be able to make safe EV vehicles.
If unfortunately,
sir,
you are not selected to the civil services,
yes, sir.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Sir, I have put for civil services 3 years target, sir. If I'm not able to get into the civil services, sir, I'll probably be somewhere in the social sector, sir.
Please explain the social sector.
Sir, either in some voluntary organizations or in any CSR organizations, sir. Or in the other government sectors, in the government service sectors or PSUs.
And if you are fortunately selected to the civil services,
sir,
where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Sir, I think it depends on the service which I'm selected, sir.
For example, the IAS or the IPS?
Sir, if I'm selected in the IAS, sir, in probably 10 years, I see myself as a district collector in some district in India, sir.
And if you are selected to the IPS?
Sir, if I'm an IPS, probably I'll be an SP of some district, sir, in India.
SP or SSP, as the case
sir.
may be.
Yes, sir.
What is your view on encounter killing?
Sir, extrajudicial killings are always wrong, sir. Whether for what reasons it might be. I think, sir, there should be accountability in this service regarding these killings, sir. Encounters are necessary when there is a need for police to do that, sir. They risk a lot of their lives transporting criminals and catching them, sir. Encounters are needed, but when it is extrajudicial...
Fine.
Sir.
What is your view,
sir,
on India taking a position,
sir,
or not taking a position in the United Nations General Assembly,
sir,
on the issue of Russia-Ukraine conflict?
Yes, sir. I think our hands are tied, sir. We cannot align with any of the blocs, either Western or Russia. I think going with Russia is clearly against our principles. We stand for democracy and we stand for smaller principles. But we have a lot of interest in Russia, sir, be it defense supplies or oil and etc., sir.
Fine, Tharun, fine.
Sir.
How is Government of India's stand,
sir,
or Modi ji's stand today, or Jaishankar's stand,
sir,
today in the United Nations different from Nehru ji's non-aligned movement?
Sir, I think Nehru's non-alignment is emanates from the fact, sir, he wanted India to have its own position rather than being a subset of either of the blocs. But currently, it is a conflict between interest and principles, sir. That's why we have been abstaining. And then we were in front in forming a third bloc.
What is the principle involved in the foreign relations?
Sir,
your own interest, national interest?
Sir, I think there is a conflict between liberalism.
There are no permanent friends or enemies
yes,
in the world.
Yes, sir.
The permanent thing is your self-interest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
so
think
you are contradicting yourself.
Yes, sir. Primarily, interest should be our motive, sir. But as India, we also stand for some strong democratic principles and peaceful diplomacy between nations, sir. I think it also helps us in the long run to have our stand within the world.
सोच के कहो भाई, सोच के कहो.
Sir.
When we shake hands with the Saudi Arabian prince,
yes, sir,
or the Saudi Arabian king,
yes, sir,
we know that his regime is despotic.
Yes, sir.
And yet we shake hands with him.
Yes, sir.
Because he has donated some acres of land for the Hindu temple. So
yes,
our interest is supreme.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Our interest is supreme, sir.
Fine. Your candidate.
Thank you, Tharun ji. Andhra Pradesh is having so many cyclones.
Yes, sir.
2021 also,
Yes, sir.
20 also. Can you name some cyclones, recent cyclones
Sir,
in Andhra
Hudud
Pradesh?
is the biggest cyclone, sir.
Pardon?
Hudud, sir. In 2014, it caused big destruction in Andhra Pradesh, sir. And other cyclones, I'm not able to recall exactly.
Okay. IPCC report, it is
Yes, sir.
what it says about cyclone intensity in context of Indian Ocean particularly.
Sir, exactly I'm not aware, sir, but am I allowed to take a guess, sir? Because
Yeah, please.
Sir, I think it says that in the Bay of Bengal, though the frequency of cyclones is reducing, the intensity of cyclone is becoming much more, which is evident from cyclone Amphan, which had a landfall in Bengal, sir. I think I remember only that, sir.
Okay. How many working groups are there in IPCC?
Sir, I'm not aware, sir.
Latest report, have you read the latest
Yes, sir. The
report?
third part of the report, which came a few days back, sir. It says that, sir, we are not on track for 1.5 degrees target, sir. But there are some indications that we are adhering to climate control, sir. But currently,
What do you mean by climate control?
sir, controlling the emissions, sir. It says that there are some interventions which are showing results, sir, but still we are largely falling short of our 1.5 degree aspiration.
Climate control, I am listening first time.
Sir, climate emissions control, sir. I'm sorry.
Then in COP26, no?
Yes,
Where
Glasgow.
it was held?
Glasgow, sir, Scotland.
And what was Indian stand on this?
Sir, India actually Prime Minister Modi gave a Panchamrit, sir, 5 principles
please,
at the Glasgow summit, but we did not update our NDCs accordingly, sir, at the Glasgow summit.
What are these Panchamrit? Can you?
Sir, Panchamrit is a reduction of emission intensity of GDP by 2030, sir, and it's about renewable power, sir. I think 60% of the power renewable, I think, sir, it is from the power generation from the renewable sources, sir. Creation of carbon sinks, sir, and becoming a net zero country by 2070, sir. And fifth one,
What it means by net zero?
So net zero is the carbon emissions due to the activities in the country, sir. They're absorbed by the sinks within the country itself.
What are the sinks?
Sir, forests are one sink, sir, and there can also be artificial sinks, sir. But currently, we do not have the technology for it.
Okay, just last question.
Sir,
Why COP21 is special?
sir, in 2016, sir, in Paris, we had a Paris Pact, sir, which laid out guidelines for controlling the emissions of climate and adhering to the 2 degrees centigrade, if not 1.5 degrees centigrade target, sir. And for that reason, COP21, they achieved a landmark agreement, sir, broadly. So that is the reason Paris is.
Thank you, excellent.
Yes,
Sir.
Tell me,
sir.
Tharun, you're 23 years old, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
What makes you think you're flawless?
Sir, I'm not flawless, sir. I have
Your
my
photograph, look at your photograph, it says flawless.
flaws. Sir, I haven't had many photographs at me at that time, sir. So I
Yeah, but flawless, and you're telling the UPSC in your form that you're flawless. So now you need to justify. So please tell us.
Sir, I have my flaws, sir. I cannot deny it, sir. That is the reality. But I tried to play around those flaws and try to play with my strengths, sir.
Okay, all right, we'll let that pass. So tell me the next point.
Sir.
Flood mitigation. That's what your mother was involved in.
No, sir. She was involved in Vizag Foods, sir.
Floods or foods?
Foods. Sir.
Foods. Oh, without my spectacles, I read it as floods. So I was interested to know which floods there were. Vizag Foods is what? A private
Sir, it's
company?
a food processing industry, sir, in Visakhapatnam.
All
It is a
right.
meat processing industry, sir, to be specific.
Right.
It leads to exports, sir, from Visakhapatnam port.
It's a pure export-oriented company?
Sir, for sheep meat, sir, it is a local market one, sir, where the local vendors bring the sheep and the meat is processed and according to hygiene
Where
standards.
does the meat go?
Sir,
Meat exports, where are they going?
the meat exports go to mostly Middle East, sir, and
Middle
also
East.
to Malaysia, Singapore.
And what are the quality checks?
Sir, they have a lab, sir, in the industry itself.
Who has approved that lab?
Sir, there are.
Is it the Middle Eastern countries or the government of India?
Sir, actually, the government of India has some regulations, sir. When we have to export to a certain country, a delegation comes from that country through APEDA, Agricultural
APEDA, yeah.
APEDA. So it comes to the industry, they have a checks, and then they approve the delegations. The delegation approves the industry, sir. Once it's
Right.
approved, they talk with those vendors, and then in those
So
countries.
this sort of quality assurance tests
Yes,
for approval,
Yes, sir.
in which other field does it happen? It comes out once in a while in the newspapers and becomes quite prominent
Sir,
news.
it happens in agricultural exports, sir, prominently,
that's one.
because there are also gene and edited
Understood.
modifying
Some other?
organisms. And even in horticulture exports, sir, vegetable, dairy sector, sir,
Right.
even in the meat sector, sir,
Right.
and probably in pharma sector, sir, I'm guessing, I'm not quite.
Pharma is the one which really comes out in
Yes,
the
sir.
news. And which country comes calling on us?
Sir, pharma,
Uh-huh.
sir, I'm not exactly.
Okay. Do you know the pharma exports from India? In terms
Sir,
of value?
no, sir, not aware, sir.
People say we are the pharmacists to the world.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Sir, we manufacture a lot of generic medicines, sir. Especially we have pharma industries in Himachal
Right.
Pradesh and in Visakhapatnam. So we are in one kind pharmacist of the world.
Last question from my side.
Sir.
Your father was in the LIC.
Yes, sir.
What is the news about LIC?
Sir, LIC, the government is currently divesting 5% share as an IPO in the LIC, sir. That is the reason it's in news.
Yeah, but what is specific about that, or what is unique about that offer?
So unique about this, sir, it is when it comes to valuation, sir, it is the biggest. It probably is the biggest IPO in India, sir.
Right.
Currently,
Thank
it's
you.
valued.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tharun, you belong to the state which was badly affected by the Naxal problem,
Yes, sir.
and anthropology is one of the subjects.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about the tribal community, there was
Yes, sir.
completely a trust deficit,
Yes, sir.
which was one of the reasons of expansion of
Yes, sir.
Naxalism. So as a district magistrate,
Yes, sir.
how will you restore the confidence?
Sir, the first confidence building measure would be, sir, when the officer itself goes to the people, to the tribal hamlets and talk with them on understanding problems from their perspective, sir. I think it would be one of the biggest confidence building measures, sir. To, instead of just going after the tribals who are sympathetic towards Naxalism, sir, if we make them understand that the way of development is in the mainstream rather than in the extremist movement, sir, I think they will be able to understand the mainstream and will leave the extremist side, sir. Two, sir, we need to give them development, sir. That is what they have been asking for. Their livelihoods are at stake at many points. Due to distress, they are resorting to ganja cultivation and all. So if we just go destroy their fields and come back, sir, there will be trust deficit. We need to show them alternate means of meaningful livelihood, sir. When it is legal and it is compliant with their culture, sir, they'll automatically resort to them and have some trust in the government, sir. I think there needs to be accountability, sir. When the officer himself goes and speaks with those people, sir, I think trust will automatically be restored.
Tharun, Godavari is called the south of Ganga.
Yes, sir.
And while looking at the availability and access of interlinking
Yes,
project which the government has thought of it,
Yes, sir.
so how do you see the future? Means how much could be done?
Sir, if the Polvaram projects comes into fruition, sir, which is probably a year or two away, I think the Godavari Delta and Krishna Delta will be very much benefited, sir. About 194 TMCs of water can be stored in Polvaram itself. And indirectly, we will cater to about 20 to 25 lakh acres of agricultural land, sir. But indirectly, it also leads to diversion of Krishna water to less water districts in the Rayalaseema, sir. So I think when the interlinking happens, sir, Godavari will play a key role because about 3000 TMC of water is going waste into the Bay of Bengal every year.
Fine. Then when we have a federal structure, though
Yes,
the word
sir.
has not been mentioned in
Yes.
the Indian Constitution.
Yes,
It happens so when there is a strong prime minister,
Yes, sir.
the fabric of the federal structure gets weakened.
Yes, sir.
It happened in early 50s and in mid 60s. Now
Yes,
it
sir.
is again, we have a very strong prime minister.
Yes, sir.
So do you think that in the last few years, the components of federalism has weakened in India?
Sir, I think it is a structural effect, sir, because the very structure of Indian Federation as the Rajya Sabha and the Parliament and the Executive, how they are modeled around, I think if there is a strong majority government, sir, obviously there is a tendency of the federal equilibrium shifting towards the center, towards the Prime Minister rather than the state, sir. But I think nowadays the regional parties are also strong, especially in the southern states and in Bengal also. So I think, sir, they will...
Fine. Look at it.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Tarun, you have been a very bright student. You achieved top ranks in the entrance exam for IIT.
Sir.
You are a product of IIT.
Yes,
Guwahati. Let me put a candid question to you.
Sir.
With the proliferation of IITs,
Yes, sir.
that is the quantitative expansion of IITs,
Yes, sir.
the quality aspect seems to have taken a toll. I'm not making a deterministic statement,
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm making a casual comment. There seems to qualitative decline.
Yes,
So, in other words, the brand IIT seems to have taken a toll.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is your view on this?
Sir, I think the brand IIT has now bifurcated into old IITs and new IITs, sir, due to many new IITs coming up. But I think as long as the research is adequately funded and the professors are very much involved in research, sir, I think the quality of IITs will be up, sir. Even if you see, sir, IIT Hyderabad, it is established only in 2008, but it has made some exceeding gains, sir, like artificial intelligence branch, and even in the NERF rankings, sir, it comes under 7, 8. So I think, sir, it depends on the institute overall, and the perception has currently bifurcated into old and new, sir. But I think overall brand of IIT has not diluted as much as it is, sir.
Excellent. Tarun, you are a resident of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel nostalgic about the unified Andhra, the way it was created? Hang on, I'm yet to finish my question. And do you think today, couple of years down the line, that it was a wrong decision to bifurcate Andhra into 2 states?
Sir, I think pragmatically looking at it, the situation deteriorated so much that the bifurcation was inevitable, no way around it. So I think, sir, either be it a good or bad decision, I think it is time to move on from the decision and chart a way for the current state as it is.
Taking a cue from that,
Sir.
do you support this demand for small states? And let me give one example. Telangana having become a reality,
Sir.
do you foresee any situation where Vidarbha will become a new state?
Sir, I think, sir, that call for new states, it has been there in Telangana for a long time, sir. Even in Vidarbha, there are some voices for new states, sir. But as long as it doesn't gain political traction, sir, as long as there isn't a party which emerges calling vociferously for a separate state, I don't think it will happen very soon, sir. In Telangana, there has been TRS, which is fighting from 2000, and then it gained seats, and then it pushed the political will towards Telangana, sir. In Vidarbha, I don't currently know of any party which is calling for this, sir.
Fair enough. You are a mechanical engineer by
Sir.
profession,
Yes,
academic
sir. Yes,
profession. Now, from an engineering point of view,
Sir.
if you have to judge the Russia-Ukraine war, ongoing war,
Yes, sir.
who would be the winner?
Sir, naturally it would be Russia, sir.
Naturally, it will be Russia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how long will it take for Russia to emerge a clear victorious power?
Sir, when the war first started, sir, I thought it would be 2-3 week affair, sir. But
Even I
think,
thought.
yes, sir. But the will of Ukrainians, I think, sir, it is much more effective on the ground than crude numbers, sir.
Even Russia thought. That is the
Everybody
problem. That is the whole problem.
Yes,
But last question.
sir.
What exactly will be the political landscape of Pakistan by 8 o'clock tonight?
Sir, I think there will be a new Prime Minister, sir. The younger brother of earlier Prime Minister Sharif. So I think, but I don't think Prime Minister Imran Khan will take it easy and step back, sir. I think he will be plotting some protests in the future.
Fine, Tharun, fine.